Pokemon card collectors, a little twist in the story with CT scanning. Sports card side of things, we have seen really a lot of scandal around CT scanning, and really the reason for that is because people are using the technology to see hits inside of boxes. That's really the purpose of it. Now, this could be done with any trading cards, including Pokemon, trying to figure out, of course, what the $13 Amazon tool thingy to look to see if there's an extra holo or an extra hit in that pack. This is sort of the same thing as CT scanning. If you're looking at a first edition box and you can see the Charizard holos inside the box, well, that's an obvious advantage. And then if there are no Charizards in that box, just using an example here, you could just sell that one and then just keep on scanning until you find something that looks, hey, it looks like we got a winner here. So yeah, so to me, that's really kind of the dark side of CT scanning. I heard some rumblings about auction houses looking into this for sealed products, but not for that purpose. And it actually showed itself here recently in a collect.com article by Ben Burrows, great article. CT scanning used by Goldin Auctions for the intent of making sure that the stuff inside the box is actually what's supposed to be inside the box. Obviously, famously, Logan Paul opened a very expensive box that had a bunch of G.I. Joe cards in it, and it made waves across the hobby. And it also made waves just for sealed product in general, including sports cards. That was going back in time, going back a few years. If those boxes had been CT scanned, then we would have known that they were not Pokemon cards in the box. So there is utility to CT scanning or some sort of scanning, X-ray scanning, to be able to see what's inside, especially very expensive boxes, to make sure if you are buying a sealed case or you're buying a sealed box of a particular product, that it actually is what it is. Because for a lot of sealed collectors, especially on the Pokemon side, it's not necessarily for a specific hit in the box. And really, it's a sealed product that holds all the value. On the sports card side, again, there was a case of 79 Peachy Hockey, of course, with Wayne Gretzky rookie cards inside of it. That case was originally sold for $2.7 million. Actually, the guy didn't pay for it. It went back up for auction. I think it still sold for about $1.5 million or something like that. But the real premium on that hockey card case, that special set, that 79 OPG, is that there's not another case known. So if it's it's a one of one essentially, or the one that's known. Of course, there could be more out there, but just the fact that you have this historical artifact, this sealed case of 79 OPG hockey cards, that in itself carries a huge premium. So here we go. On Goldin Auction, it has been advertised a factory sealed 2000 Wizards of the Coast Pokemon Chinese base set first edition booster box. Includes a letter of authenticity from Industrial Inspection and Consulting, that would be the CT scanning company, which certifies the contents of the box are legitimate. The LOA shows IIC received the booster box January 16th, and it passed the company's metrics for authentication January 17th. Goldin is testing this service with this Pokemon box. This is an effort to ensure the integrity of the sealed Pokemon product we are selling, and Goldin has not yet used this service for anything else. And that's coming straight from Ken Goldin in this article. Depending on client feedback, we may expand the use of this service, but we explicitly will not receive any details or information on what is or could be inside. So again, putting the emphasis on making sure that it's legit, not putting an emphasis on which cards are in this case or this box that is going out to auction. I mean, you could make an argument that really every sealed box that comes to auction, regardless of whether it's Goldin Auction or anywhere else, should be using a service like this, at least as a check. Maybe it's not perfect. Maybe have it done by a couple of different companies, whatever the case may be. But the idea here is to make sure that these items are legitimate. We live in a world, of course, in the collectible space where there's a lot of fraud. There's a lot of illegitimate stuff that flies around, whether that be autographs, sports memorabilia, Pokemon boxes that have been resealed. Where there is a lot of money to be made, which is what it is now in the collectible space, there is going to be a lot of fraudsters that come in and try to take advantage of the situation. So this is a perfect example of how technology can be used for bad or it can be used for good. How can it be used for bad? Of course, you have boxes, you can see what's inside of those boxes, decide, oh, there's not the right cards that I want or any big hits there. So I'm going to take the non-big hit box and I'm going to sell that out to the public now that I know. And I'm going to keep stuff that looks good on the CT scan. That's not good. What is good, and especially for a lot of the sealed Pokemon collectors out there, because there are a lot. More and more people are buying, collecting, investing in sealed Pokemon cards, whether that be the new stuff, the modern stuff, or going back to the vintage stuff. And that could be boxes, it could be packs, whatever it might be, and just making sure that you're getting a legitimate item. I think as we move forward in time is going to be even more crucial. I actually think this is a great service that auction houses should be using, because nothing is going to sting more than huge money being spent. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be huge money. It could be $500, $1,000, which it's not a small amount of money, but in the collectible space, relatively speaking, but you want to make sure that that is the right, has it been resealed? Is there something wrong with it? That's where a peek inside an x-ray shot just for the company to say, yes, that's got the stuff, that's got the right sequence. It just makes it harder. Doesn't make it impossible, but it makes it harder for fraudsters to take advantage of people in our hobby. And in our hobby now, security really is top priority when you look around. A world where cards are being stolen from card shows, card stores are being broken into. Hell, people are driving trucks into card stores to steal product, to steal cards. There's a lot of attention on this space, and so something like this, CT scanning used for good, I really like this. I'm glad that Ken Goldin and Goldin Auctions are doing this. Of course, the risk is that you scan it and that it's not what's inside. But then, should that be run at auction? Probably not. We are now in 2025. Let's use the technology that's available to us for the better good of the overall hobby and get rid of, look, if there's a bunch of junk flying through these auction houses that are illegitimate, let's catch it before it goes out to auction. I think everybody wins in that instance. Be sure to check out this collect.com article. Let me know for Pokemon sealed product, especially if you are buying an expensive one. I've said this in a previous episode. I'm not buying a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 box of vintage Pokemon just simply because of what could go wrong with this particular box. Now, if it was CT scanned, I would give it a second look. I would be much more apt to buy it with knowing that I've got, okay, a company looked at this and said, yes, these are Pokemon cards. It looks like the stuff that is inside this box. Friends, check out the collect.com article. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay healthy, stay awesome. I'll talk to you again later.